So surface area. The surface area of any polyhedron is the sum of the area of its faces and its bases. So now we're not going to find how much stuff this cube can hold. We're going to find out how much stuff would make up the cube. So the surface area, how much stuff it takes to make up a cube if this had a top on it. Okay, that's the surface area. So there's formulas. Just like with volume, you will get the formulas on the quiz. Okay, but you have to understand what they mean. So for surface area for a prism, any prism, it's the area of the two bases. So capital B still stands for area of the base, just like volume. But we multiply it by 2 because there's a top and a bottom to every prism. Okay, in a triangular prism, I have a top. I have a top and I have a bottom. Both of these are triangles. So if I can find the area of these two triangles, that'll be the top and the bottom. The rest of the rectangles, what we do is we take the perimeter of the base, which is capital P, and then we multiply it by the height of the prism. And that takes care of the other guys. Some people say you could just find the area of all 5 or 6 sides and add it together. That just takes a long time. So if I find the area of the perimeter of this triangle and multiply it by the height, that gives me the sides. In a rectangular prism, it's even easier because this is a cube. In a cube, it really doesn't matter. We'll get to a cube later. So let's find the surface area of this rectangular prism. Okay, so surface area, I use SA even though the book just uses S, is 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter of the base times the height. Okay, so there's a lot of work that you need to show on these. So the base of this rectangular prism is the top here and the bottom here. We're going to try and keep it as simple as possible. We're only going to give you things that you know how to do. I'm not going to give you an octagonal prism and tell you to find the area of the octagon. You don't know how to do that. So 2 times the area of this 5 by 6 rectangle, I'm just going to multiply 5 times 6. That would give me the area of this rectangle, right? And there's 2 of them. There's a top, there's a bottom. Then I'm going to add the perimeter. I'm going to find the perimeter of the base. So like that part. I'm going to add it all up. So 5 plus 6 plus 5 plus 6. Okay, remember perimeter is when you add up all the sides. The height of the prism is 7. Okay, the reason that you're going to have a partner on this quiz next week is because this can be kind of tricky. So now it's just simple math. Okay, the setting up is the problem. So the capital B was 5 times 6. Capital P was this whole thing. And then this was the height. I'm only showing you 5 plus 6 plus 5 plus 6 so that because it's notes, so you get the idea that you got to add up all 4 sides. So the surface area of this prism is 2 times 30 plus 22 times 7. So 60 plus 154, 214. Your units for surface area, it's area. So instead of cubed, it's squared. So your units here are meters squared. Okay. Prisms are by far the hardest. Because you really got to look at the picture. Okay, questions so far? So if I look at number 2, this is a triangular prism. So surface area is, remember, 2 times the area of the bases plus the perimeter of the base times the height. Now the base is that 6 by 6 triangle. So I know how to find the perimeter, right? This is the base. 6 by 6 by 6 triangle. I know how to find the perimeter of that, right? I can just add all the 6's. But I got to find the area of this. It's not 1/2 of 6 times 6. Because remember, this is the base of the triangle, but this is the height. Remember we did that on the review for volume the other day? So what am I going to have to do here? Starts with a P. Pythagorean Theorem. So I'm going to do 3 squared plus h squared equals 6 squared. Now I'll tell you, again, we're going to try and keep it easy. This is a harder one on the notes. A lot of times I'll just give you the base and height and hypotenuse you won't have to worry about. So 9, 36, 27, 5.2. Because it's 5.19. Sorry, 5.196. So we're going to do 5.2. Ooh, sorry. Not necessary. Okay, so the area of this. How do you find area of a triangle? Base times height divided by 2. So the surface area is 2 times 6 times 5.2 divided by 2. That's base of the triangle, height of the triangle. Plus, the perimeter of the triangle is just 6 plus 6 plus 6, which is what? 18. And the height of the prism is actually like this length here, 8. Okay, see how that works? It's a little complicated. So now just plug this in the calculator. I'm going to start with parentheses here. So 6 times 5.2 divided by 2 times 2. The divided by 2 and the times 2 cancel each other out. So our surface area is 31.2 plus whatever 18 times 8 is, 144. So make sure your last thing that you do in the surface area is adding the two things together. Okay, don't add before you multiply. So 175.2 inches squared. Okay. Again, that's a harder one. So let's try example 2. Find the surface area of a right rectangular prism with a height of 5 feet, a length of 11 feet, and a width of 4 feet. So let's see if I can draw this out. I can draw a prism. Pyramids are a little more difficult. So a height is 5. The length is 11. And the width is 4. Okay, so the top and bottom part of this prism is that 4 by 11 rectangle. Kind of looks like this. So, surface area. So 2 times the area of the base. I'm going to say the base is the top, the 4 by 11, and the bottom, the 4 by 11. So 2 times 4 times 11. Plus, now you take the perimeter of the 4 by 11 rectangle. 4 plus 11 plus 4 plus 11 times our height, which was 5. What's the matter? He's not really asking for that B minus. Oops. So 88 150. So our surface area here is 238 square feet. Now, if you come up with a different base, you may get a different answer. You shouldn't, but we'll see. Okay, let's talk about a cube. There's something special about a cube. What's special about a cube? What's special about a cube? Yeah, all the sides are congruent. They're all a base. How many sides are there? 6? Good. So, surface area for a cube, the formula is different than a prism. With a cube, all 6 sides are the same. How do you find the area of one side? Base times height, but the base and the height are the same, right? So surface area for a cube is 6 times s squared. S being the side length. And there's 6 of them, because there's 6 sides. So cube surface area is one of the only ones where we can go backwards for a prism, because these get too complicated to try and solve. You can maybe solve for the height, but that's about it. You can't solve for one of these guys. It just gets too complicated. So here we have the surface area of this die is 684 square inches. We need to find the side length. So what should I do first if I'm solving for S? Yes. I cannot tell you how many people on that test yesterday subtracted instead of dividing on the solving one. And I had to write divide like 18,000 times. So I get 114 equals the side squared. So now what's my last step? Square root. 10.68 inches. So, like I said, cubes are like one of the only ones for prisms that we're going to work backwards on. Okay, the other one we got to talk about today is a cylinder. So a cylinder is, the base is a circle, right? So the formula is 2 times the area of the base. Instead of the perimeter, a perimeter of a circle is the outside. That's the circumference of the circle. Perimeter of a circle is the circumference of a circle, right? Because you can't add all the sides together because there's no sides. So the surface area formula looks like this. 2 pi r squared, because it's 2 circles, top and the bottom, plus, now circumference is 2 pi r. It's 2 pi r h. No, r h. I put r squared. 2 pi r h. So 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Because the area of the base is just that pi r squared, because it's a circle. Circumference is 2 pi r. So cylinders are super easy. It's just like plugging it in and doing the math. You don't really have to think. So surface area of a right cylinder here. So we're just going to use the formula. So it's 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Again, you will not have to memorize the formulas. So this is going to be pi 4 squared, oops, 2 pi 4 squared, plus 2 pi 4 times 5. Now it's up to you if you want to give me exact or decimals. I don't multiply the pi to the very end. Or you can multiply all like this, you want to multiply this whole part and this whole part and add them together. Can I do that? Probably easier. 2 pi 4 squared is 100.53 plus 2 pi times 4 times 5. 125.66. And then add them together. So 226.19 meters squared. Okay, so once we'll do one exact, since we did this one as a decimal, I'm going to do this one as an exact, just so you can see the difference. So for this cylinder, surface area is 2 pi, now my radius is 8 squared, plus 2 pi, 8 times 5. So your other option, if you don't want to just multiply, is to forget about the pi. 8 squared times 2 is 128 pi. 8 times, ooh, that's a plus. 8 times 5 is 40, times 2 is 80 pi. Add them together, you get 208 pi. Or you can multiply at the end, 653.45 square feet. Again, I don't care which way you figure it out on the quiz next week. Okay, I didn't care on the test either. Okay, the last one is, because surface area for a cylinder is so easy, it's literally just plugging things in. We're probably not going to do much trig or Pythagorean theorem. Let's work backwards. So it says the height, we need to find the height of the right cylinder shown, which has a surface area of 198.8 square millimeters. So 198.8 is equal to, I'm just going to make it equal to the surface area formula, but use 2.8 for R. 2 pi 2.8 squared plus 2 pi 2.8 times h. So let's just go through and figure out what is this whole thing as a number and what's this as a number. Don't add them together. 2 pi times 2.8 squared is 49.26. 2 pi times 2.8 is 17.59. So I went through and I did the first group as a number and the second group with h as a number. Do not add these together. Because see how this has an h and this doesn't? It's like algebra. So what should I do first to get to h? Yeah, I'm going to subtract the 49.26. $149.54. Now, what can I do? Divide. $8.5 millimeters. Okay. So, because surface area for a cylinder is so easy, you will see a couple of the ones going backwards. We won't make you go backwards to solve for r. Because you get r squared and r, and that's just too difficult. That's algebra 2. The only thing we're going to do is make you solve for h. Okay, questions on surface area?